I think they turned out amazing. Everybody, so I am getting ready to make a pot of coffee and I'm down to 2 filters. And it's going to be cold. It is going to be cold today. We're looking at negative 45-degree wind chills. I'm not even messing around. It's supposed to be super, super cold. We're under like wind chill advisory. You shouldn't go outside. You can get frostbite and your skin will freeze in like 10 minutes, hypothermia. So we hurried out this morning to pick up a few things we need. Sky's supposed to work tonight, and I'm a little concerned as to whether or not the car's even going to start to get him there. So hopefully it does. And we kind of have a plan of action to get him where he needs to be. Matt's going to run out and quick start the car and let it warm up for like 20 minutes. I'm making my coffee, so I'm kind of distracted. But this morning, before I hop in the shower, I am going to, I wish I had a shower. We have a tub, an old clawfoot tub right now. Eventually, we want to put a shower in. I miss showers, very much so. But I am making, before I jump in the tub, I'm making homemade cinnamon rolls from an Amish recipe. I've told you guys before, I love Amish cooking, and so I'm going to try my hand at their cinnamon rolls. And put away my dishes, then jump in the tub while it's rising. And then we'll see how they turn out. So I'm excited. I'll let you guys know and show them to you. We'll see how they go. But we also have eggs boiling this morning. So Matt's going to we're putting in a pot roast for supper tonight. And that'll help keep the house warm because our house does get very drafty. We did not get all the windows plastic like we'd like to have. So yeah. Hopefully the oven being on and a lot of baking and stuff going on today will help keep the house warm because the kitchen gets super drafty. We actually have, and it needs to be replaced, and we're trying to decide if we're actually going to put a new door in. But this is actually an interior door on our kitchen. It is not a regular outside door. So today I think I'm going to put some blankets around it, around the bottom, and just try to keep out any wind drafts that I can. Yeah, this weather. When we first moved into this house almost 4 years ago, we had a really, really cold winter like that. And it was like negative 60, wind chill, stuff like that. Just super cold winter. And I am not looking forward to today and this weather. I'm looking forward today to spend time just home with the family, but I'm not looking forward to these cold temperatures. What's
Mom, what's for breakfast?
I am making homemade cinnamon rolls, and Daddy's got some eggs boiling, so we're gonna, you guys can have an egg while you're waiting. Yeah, there's this picture he made.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's not the same one. That's a new one. Let me see. I thought that was the same one from yesterday. Yeah, now you have 2 minions.
Yeah.
That's your
This one's holding a banana. It's already finished. I don't have anything on the back to color. We put colored on it. So it's ready to go on the fridge, but this one has something I'm coloring on the back. And I can't hang this one up because there's nothing done at all. Except for
You are too funny. But yeah, so I'm getting the coffee brewing, and then I'm going to make these guys cinnamon rolls. I think it's going to take a little over an hour, so their daddy said that they can have some boiled eggs while they're waiting for their actual breakfast. And I'm going to make a double batch. I usually don't do that when I'm making a recipe for the first time, just in case I mess it up. But if these come out, they're all gonna want seconds, so I know them too well. So I'm gonna do it and make a double batch and we'll see how it turns out. So this little cutie, Miss Ireland, was my helper with the dishes today, weren't you? You love doing dishes, don't you? She loves putting them away, she loves washing them. Why do you like washing them so much?
Because it's fun.
Yeah, you were telling me something about bubbles.
Because you get to play in the bubbles.
Yeah. I wish I loved washing them for the bubbles. I don't look at it the same way I used to when I was Ireland's age. And she said, I will always like doing dishes. And I said, well, I hope so. My coffee's done. I'm sporting my Avengers cup. It's not mine, it's actually Zane's cocoa cup, but I need some more coffee cups. So this will have to do. It's good though. All right, so I've got the messy mom ponytail going on, and I'm about to try to knock out this cinnamon roll recipe. So here's hoping, guys, that I don't ruin 2 batches of cinnamon rolls. We'll see. It's actually later in the afternoon than I expected it to be. So we decided to do it's early afternoon, and I got some housework done and a few things I needed to get done before I decided to start the cinnamon rolls. But we kind of had lunch for breakfast. We had salads and boiled eggs, like chef salads on them. And so this afternoon for lunch, we're gonna have cinnamon rolls. Because these take a little bit longer to make. You have to let them rise. But what I'm using is milk, salt. I'm using real butter because you actually make a glaze for these when they come out of the oven. Plus, they need butter for the recipe. And then I'm using active yeast, so you don't have to dissolve this. Some sugar, flour, vanilla. Thankfully, I have a backup because I didn't realize I was so low on vanilla. And eggs. So that's everything I need to make this Amish recipe for homemade cinnamon rolls, including the glaze. I'm gonna get to making these, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So I almost forgot 2 of the most important ingredients to making cinnamon rolls: brown sugar and cinnamon. So those are the rest of the ingredients I need, and I need to make scalded milk, which I've never done before. So I'm gonna take my hand at it and see if I can figure it out and go from there. I actually learned a little fun fact today. Thank you, YouTube. If you go to all recipes on YouTube, they actually show you how to, or you just type in how to scald milk. They'll show you how to do this. But I know that a lot of our grandmas or great grandmas used to scald milk. And I called my mom and I'm like, hey, how do you scald milk? And she's like, well, I know grandma told me that you used to have to take the milk and get a film on it. And she was like, but I've never really done it. I'm not sure. I just know it had something to do with the film. So then I called my mother-in-law and she didn't answer. So I'm like, you know what? All kinds of stuff on YouTube. So I found out exactly why and how to scald milk today. Scalding milk actually came before pasteurization. And the reason for scalding milk was to get any contaminants out of the milk. And so our great grandmas would take their milk and they would boil it and get a film on top of it, but you don't have to do that today. What you need is a pan with a nice thick bottom like this one has so that it'll heat evenly. Put it on a medium heat and then put your milk, however much milk you need to scald in there. Let it come on that medium heat, and you want to stir it occasionally. Put it on that medium heat, and then once you start to see the small bubbles around the outside and some steam coming off of it, then you want to stir continuously until it just comes to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you remove it to the heat, let it cool to about 110 degrees. But the reason for scalded milk, I found out, was because it makes like cakes or it makes breads fluffier, it makes sponge cakes spongier, and it brings out the flavor in stuff like vanilla beans. So today we're gonna scald some milk. So Ireland helped me, huh? Yeah. You got to help with the scalded milk, didn't you?
Look at our milk.
Yeah. Look at our milk, you guys. So we're going to let this cool down. It needs to cool to about 110 degrees, which guessing is a little over room temperature. I used to have a cooking thermometer and I cannot find it anymore. So one of these days, I'm going to have to invest in getting myself another one because they're really, really handy. But while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to get the other ingredients ready that I have to heat together on the stove. And like I said, I'm doubling this recipe. So that was 2 cups of milk that I scalded. It actually, to make just a regular batch, careful, don't put your hand by the pan. It's hot, and so is this burner.
The steam is so hot, guys.
Is it hot? Yeah, it's very hot, isn't it?
It made my head hot.
But for this recipe, for just a single batch of cinnamon rolls, you just need 1 cup. But I'm using 2, like I said, to double. So I'm going to get out my mixing bowl and mix together my dry ingredients that are going to need to go with the scalded milk. Okay, so what I just did is I put in... You're going to need a 1/3 cup of butter. I'm using real stick butter, but double the recipe if you want a larger batch, which is what I've done. So a 1/3 cup of butter, and then a 1/3 cup of sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then once this milk's cooled, we're going to heat all of this on the stove till the butter's melted and the sugar's dissolved. So we'll wait for that to cool. I'll take a quick break, and then we'll get to the rest of our recipe. All right, so my scalded milk and my dry ingredients and butter have been added together and heated till the butter melted. And by then the sugar is dissolved and it smells great and it becomes a really like buttery yellow look. So, you want some help with your grapefruit?
Oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay, can you do that over your plate though? You're gonna get that all over the floor and then it's gonna get sticky. No, here.
I need help with mine.
Let me help you. All right, I'm gonna help them with grapefruit and then we're gonna add our dry ingredients. Okay, so I'm about to add 3 3/4 cups of flour. Well, I'm gonna double that. Package of yeast, double. 3 beaten eggs, and then my scalded ingredients. All right, so I've got my dough sort of made. What I need to do with this now, and it's kind of chunky yet, is put it out on the counter and knead it really good. And then I need to let it rise and then knead it again and let it rise again before I can do anything. And then I can roll it and add the cinnamon sugar and get it ready. So it's a long process. I don't think this would be something that I would make for breakfast unless I had the dough pre-ready to go and already chilling in the fridge. But this is going to be fun, I think. And I think maybe we'll eat these for dessert tonight. All right, making these cinnamon rolls is a lengthy process, and you'll have to excuse Aspen in the background. He is so loud right now. But after I made the dough, and as you can see, it's really, really sticky, and it actually is really helpful unless you're gonna have a supply of flour that you don't mind wasting some of. as backup, but it's helpful to have a little kitchen helper like I did to help sprinkle on flour when your hands are full of sticky, nasty dough. Once you get the right amount of flour sprinkled in, and like I did, I used the directions recipes, but it said add as needed to get the right consistency with it. So I just sprinkled it on and worked it in and sprinkled it on and worked it in until I had the right, it should be soft, like fresh Play-Doh. My hands are still dirty. But yeah, it should be squishable and soft like Play-Doh and not wet. Not dry, but not wet. Just like Play-Doh would feel. So then you have to cover it. And I just used a cloth over a glass bowl, let it rise. And then when I come back, I'm going to have to do what I just did I'm going to have to knead it all over again and then let it rise all over again. So before I can roll it out. So I'm going to go take a bath and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so I am fresh out of the shower. I still have to get ready, but I needed to get this, not that I'm going anywhere, but I just felt like getting dressed and doing something with myself. Even though I'm kind of just hanging out in the house and doing house cleaning today, I just want to feel nice today. I don't know. I do. It's one of those days. Some days I'm like, nah, no makeup. Throw my hair in a ponytail, which it's going to stay that way while I'm cooking because my hair is long and will fall out in the food. Ugh. But some days I'm just like, hey, ponytail, no makeup. But today I'm going to put on makeup, even if my hair's in a ponytail and I'm not going anywhere. It's just one of those days. But I'm going to do this first before I get to some of my other tasks because this is ready to go. It's nice and it's got a nice little mound on it. It's gotten like about twice its size. And I have to knead it one more time and then let it rise again one more time before I can get it prepared and ready to go in the oven. You notice he's like trying to sneak up the stairs. Yeah, I have his footies in my hand. It's supposed to be negative 45 degrees today, you guys. And this boy will not keep his clothes on. He's always running in nothing but a diaper throughout the house. I have to put clothes on him and be like, come on, I want to put you on the vlog. You need some clothes on. Nobody wants to see you in your diaper all the time. He's like, I don't care. Yeah, he went running from me to the stairs, like hiding from me so I couldn't put his footies on. And it's so cold today, you guys. I do not know. He must run hot-blooded. He just has to, like his daddy. Hey, can I put your clothes on you yet? No.
Mommy, Poot's hitting me.
Oh. It's not nice, is it? Do you see yourself on the camera? Poot, Poot, don't hit your brother. It's not nice. They've been cooped up way too long, you guys. I'm waiting for these temps to break so they can go play in the snow.
I have like a whole Cheeto bucket of army guys. I have a whole cheese ball.
Yeah, we got a big giant cheese balls thing. And his army guys were always laying around the house. And I'm like, they were getting stepped on. He's like, they keep getting broken. So we came up with this. Put them in the cheese ball bucket. You can put a lid on them. Although it's full. Hey, don't throw things. It's not nice.
I want to vlog.
You want to vlog. You can't vlog. You're not being nice today. Plus, you don't have any clothes on. He's so chill. So I got the second time around kneading done, and it's starting to rise. It's almost ready. About 10-20 minutes. Aspen, you cannot climb on things to get into the spice cabinet. Go on now. He's so chill. My dough has risen. It's ready to go. I'm trying to shut off the kitchen timer. There. It's ready to go. It's about doubled in size once again. So I have to roll it out, and then I had 2 sticks of butter out because I doubled this recipe. And earlier I used 2/3 sticks, and that had to go into my melted stuff. And then later we're gonna make a homemade glaze for this, and you need 2 tablespoons, but I'm gonna use 4. So I was able to use that off the sticks. There was still a remaining piece, which off of each stick that I can melt, because when I go to do this, I need to put melted butter over the cinnamon rolls, and I'll show you guys that in the time lapse. but I'm going to put some melted butter over the cinnamon rolls as well as brown sugar and cinnamon. So I'm going to get these rolled out, divided, and ready to go. So that's what they look like. I've got 3 batches is what I ended up getting out of that. I have my oven set at 350 and they're going to bake for 20-25 minutes. I'll just keep watching them, and right now I'm going to make the glaze that's going to go on the top. The glaze that I'm about to make, and it's just you mix it all together. 2 tablespoons of butter, and that's what I saved those chunks off the bar for. 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, so I'm going to double this recipe again because I made 2 batches. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 to 2 tablespoons of hot water. So I'm going to get that ready and we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited. I have never made, I love cinnamon rolls and I have never made them before. So, and you know, I'm a sucker for Amish food, so we'll see how it goes. If you're curious about where I get my Amish recipes from, I actually got this as a wedding gift from my sister-in-law, Missy, and it's called Alma's Amish Kitchen. It's a really old book. I don't even know. It's by Alma Hirschberger. I don't even know if you can buy it anymore. I mean, you can tell by the cover and stuff. I mean, it's old. And it's really cool because it's got like Amish history and culture in it, and it tells you like what an Amish woman's kitchen is like, kind of what their home's like, stuff like that. So it's really cool. But yeah, this is the cookbook that I use for all my Amish recipes. Glaze, and it should be kind of thick, kind of like if you buy them in the, it's exactly like if you buy them in the store. Oh, they look so good, you guys, and they are ready to glaze. That is just perfect. They look a little darker on the video, but they're like golden brown. I'm so excited. Okay, so I think they turned out amazing. They're glazed and we're gonna eat them warm, guys. I love it when I see big brothers or older brothers and sisters. Uh-oh, what happened? It's okay. It fell on carpet. It's all right. It didn't break. It was Ireland's little thing. But I love it when I come in and find them playing together and helping their little brothers or sisters. Are you playing a game with Braxen? What are you guys playing, Braxen?
Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
The cinnamon rolls, and I'm not just saying this has been the consensus of the entire house. The cinnamon rolls were amazing. They turned out better than I could have expected them to. So I will be making them again, and I'm glad I did a double batch. We actually still have a full pan of cinnamon rolls left, and I'm thinking about doing something special with these, but I can't tell right now what I'm going to do with them. Not with these in particular, but with this recipe. But yeah, still a full pan and one left in the other. So we've got 8 cinnamon rolls left. That's 1 for each of us tomorrow. So I told you we had... You can hear Braxen getting frustrated with Aspen in the background.
It's about time, yeah.
So we're laughing because we told you we had a teenager.
Gives him all the sailor.
So he's picked up this very, very naughty word.
The big bomb.
Yes. It has a bomb in it. It's a very naughty word. And he's learned to use it in every single context that you can use it in. And we keep saying, don't react. Shh. Don't react to it because he's just doing it for attention. But when I walk in the kitchen and it ends with ing and he keeps saying it over and over and over again, it's very hard to ignore.
And his older brother knows that he's at fault, mostly.
Yes. The video games. His older brother in the room. I told him the other day when he came out and said the word in quite a context he would have not heard it come from me in. I was like, where did he get that? And Matt's like, oh, that's the video games and Sky. Yeah. So, leave us a comment below. What have you done and experienced when your young children, we've had them say naughty words. But never quite in this context before.
Couldn't resist. Oh! Really, dude?
Oh, those are going to be some good deviled eggs. But yeah, let us know. What have you done?
You ever had deviled egg in your ear?
How'd that work out for you?
I hope I don't get it all, and then in the night I rub crusty rotten egg in your hair.
Gross. So, we are ending our night tonight, and I'm ending mine with this fun person over in the chair here. I'm being such a dork right now. What are we doing?
We're about to watch Skylur.
Yes, and we're 4 episodes in right now. We're watching the 4th episode tonight. So I have flat head tonight, you guys, because I put my hair up in a ponytail wet, and so it's just like plastered down onto my head. I'm hoping while I sleep tonight it'll, I don't know, go back up. It's crazy, but anyway. So if you haven't had a chance to join me, I'm doing my Facebook Live posts at 10:30 every night. Central Standard Time. And if you're curious about the writing process, about how to write a book, I mean, it's not like I go step by step through, okay, this is how you write a book. I just talk about what I experienced the night before during my writing process and what I've learned. I give tips about writing. Just anything that I can think of that would be helpful to someone that is already a writer and maybe struggling or just wants to feel like someone's out there and understands and is willing to give some advice, because I have had so many great experiences with fellow writers. I've had a few bad ones, but very, very few. For the most part, all of the other authors that I have had contact with and I've grown strong relationships, and even though we haven't gotten to meet each other in person, over time and over the last few years, they've become like friends and family to me. So I want to be able to give that back and share as much as I can with the little bit of knowledge that I do have from the last 4 years of writing professionally. So that being said, if you have questions, you want to drop by, leave a comment, check out what the videos are about. Every night as I'm writing, I'm taking notes, and I try to come up with a topic to discuss in the live broadcast the next night about something I've learned or something that I can share. So if you're curious, my link to my Facebook page is down below, 10:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. For the most part, I'm going to be there, fingers crossed. But I'll also leave a message on my Facebook and let you know if I can't do it that night, or if I have to put it back later, or if we're going to pop it on earlier, because I'm trying to aim for 10 o'clock, but with the way our household runs, that doesn't always happen. So 10:30 seems to be a really good time. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.